Hello everybody and welcome into our Fantasy Pros YouTube channel. I am Lauren Carpenter and today I'm going to talk about my 10 must-have running backs for 2021. And this video today is brought to you by Sleeper. There is no better way to hang out, no easier way to smack talk, and no more customizable platform to host your fantasy leagues on this year than Sleeper. Please get it, use it, and love it, just like I do. And before we dive into my top 10 must-have running backs for 2021, I just want to let you know I'm not trying to get cute here. I mean, there's obviously Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara, Derrick Henry. I love those guys, but these are running backs across ECR, they're running backs across tiers, as well as ADP, but these are guys I think that you should not miss out on this year for their potential value to win your fantasy leagues. So let's dive right in with our first up, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Kansas City Chiefs. CEH raked in 217 touches, 1,100 scrimmage yards, and 5 touchdowns as a rookie in 2020. Now his backfield competition in Le'Veon Bell is no longer there, and the Chiefs even upgraded their offensive line, yet there are still questions about Clyde Edwards-Helaire for 2021, and I don't know why. Before Bell got going in the Chiefs offense, CEH was the RB9 in half PPR scoring, and he averaged 21.3 touches and 66.3% of those snaps. With Bell on the field, that dropped down to 54.4% of the snaps, and his total touches dropped to 12.7. So if we stat out what Clyde Edwards-Helaire could have done before Bell got there, he likely could have finished with 240 fantasy points in half PPR scoring, and that lands him squarely as the RB4 behind Alvin Kamara, Derrick Henry, and Dalvin Cook. Draft him, don't feel bad about it, love it. He is my must-have at the number one spot for me. So let's move along to the next one, Mike Davis, Atlanta Falcons. Davis is the last presumptive, quote, workhorse being taken right now in drafts, and I'm here for it. So here are the 2020 carry totals for the non-rookie running backs on Atlanta's roster. Cordarrelle Patterson with 64, Tony Brooks-James with 3, Quadri Allison 1. Davis's opportunity to lead Atlanta's backfield is being handed to him on a silver platter, and that's very similar to what happened to him last season when he was with the Panthers and Christian McCaffrey was sidelined with injuries. So I expect Davis to capitalize once again. He's a sure-handed receiver out of the backfield. He had 59 catches on 70 targets last season and will be on plenty of championship fantasy teams this year considering his ridiculously low ADP. Damien Harris, New England Patriots. New England's receiving core and quarterback situation are both sus, shall we say, leaving plenty of room for a running back to put the team on their back. Even if they're not the Patriots of old, Bill Belichick and Josh McDaniels will be competitive in football games. This year, that's likely to mean running the football, as we saw in Thursday's preseason game. In 10 games in 2020, Damien Harris averaged 5 yards per carry. This year, the Patriots will roll out a revamped offensive line, and a key component of that elixir will make Damien Harris a draft day steal. Austin Ekeler, Los Angeles Chargers. Ekeler is underrated every single year heading into draft season, but those real ones of us out there know that he's one of the best dual threat running backs in fantasy football. He has shown an impressive floor when he's healthy, and if he ever sees even a league-averaging workload on the ground, he has league-winning potential in PPR and half PPR formats. Feel confident in using him as your RB1 if you opt for either a wide receiver or Travis Kelce in round 1. Najee Harris, Pittsburgh Steelers. Workload is everything when it comes to identifying must-have running backs, and Harris should see all the touches he can handle. The Steelers haven't been shy about giving running backs 18-plus touches per game with Mike Tomlin at the helm. Draft capital also matters, and you don't draft a 3-down back like Harris in the first round just to use him in a timeshare. Like Ekeler, you should feel great with Najee Harris as your number 1 back if you go with another position to start. Chris Carson, Seattle Seahawks. He missed 4 games last year, saw a lot less work when he did play, and isn't the same factor in the passing game as running backs in the tier above him. But That just means getting an elite running back at a nice 2021 discount is on slate for you with Chris Carson. When he is healthy, motivated, and now that he's fresh off signing a lucrative 2-year deal, this just proves that the Seahawks are putting their faith in him. Carson is a terrific RB2 who should finish with RB1 numbers if he can stay mostly healthy. Javonte Williams, Denver Broncos. Not all must-have running backs go into the season with a starting role, but in Williams' case, that only adds to his appeal for me. At worst, you're getting a backup who should still see double-digit touches per game to start his NFL career. And if Melvin Gordon falters or is injured, or if Williams just outplays him, then the rookie will become the top option for a team that routinely churns out fantasy studs at running back. Williams is worth a look in the middle rounds. Kenyan Drake, Las Vegas Raiders. Hate the Drake! You may hear some fantasy managers say this. With Drake and Josh Jacobs occupying a suddenly, maybe less murky backfield in Las Vegas, it's actually not that bad, and it's perfectly fine. If you don't like padding your bench with capable two-day threats, you are an injury or poor stretch away from seizing the #1 role. Drake is a capable pass catcher, and that will earn him touches no matter what happens to Josh Jacobs. He's the ideal RB4 for a team with championship aspirations, and again, his ADP is ridiculously low. Jamaal Williams, Detroit Lions. Few running backs in Williams' average draft range have as clear a path to work as he does, and yes, I understand the strikes against him. He's on a team that won't run the ball that much, and you shouldn't expect the Lions to suddenly commit to using one running back even if either Williams or starter DeAndre Swift go down. That said, Williams could see a decent amount of work if Swift stumbles or is hurt, and that's all you can ask for a player being taken outside of the top 40 running backs. And to wrap up my 10 must-have running backs for 2021, I'm heading down to Arizona and I'm going to take Chase Edmonds. We started this list with Austin Ekeler, and we're going to finish with a player who could very well finish with a similar 2021 stat line. Edmonds is the Cardinals' go-to option in the backfield with Drake's departure to Las Vegas. And even if Edmonds doesn't see anywhere near the goal line work of the league's elite, his first and second down workload combined with his pass-catching prowess make him valuable. You might not want him as your RB2, but as an RB3, he offers big-time upside. And that wraps up my 10 must-have running backs for 2021, and a very special thank you to Sleeper. It's the fastest growing fantasy sports platform for a reason, guys, and all the best commissioners are switching to Sleeper. They're not looking back. I use Sleeper and I absolutely love it. I highly recommend it. One of the best ones out there. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you are subscribed to us if you are already. Thank you very much. And also make sure you follow us at FantasyPros on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter so that you don't miss out on all the information that we're putting out so you can win your draft and you can win your season.